So, first video of 2025. And, well, to start this off, I want to give some basic survival tips. Now, if you're fighting someone who is a lot higher level than you, you have to realize that the very beginning of the fight, you have to control completely. You cannot let them hit you or stack hits at all. Because the moment they do, you are screwed. And they will probably break your armor a lot faster and deal a lot more damage and have you on your toes. And of course you don't want that. Because then you're fucked. So it's always about the beginning of the fight that you cannot mess up at all. In the middle, maybe a little bit. Not too much, but maybe a little bit. Because in the end, every hit counts either way. But in general, the beginning is the last place you want to be messing up. And the end, of course. But yeah, we'll get onto that later. And so, when you're fighting someone, you want to make sure that you're not getting hit as much as they are. You want to be making sure that your hits are stacking more than them. And in turn, that will make you do like more damage. At some point, yeah, you won't be doing as much, but then there will be moments where your damage just peaks through the roof and takes a big chunk of their health like that, see? And that's a lower level than me. I am on this level 175 account, and that's a level 75, way lower level than me. And you see he screwed up in the beginning, and that's how he took a lot of damage to begin with. And if that fight were to continue, he'd be on his toes. And at some point later on in the video, I do end up fighting that guy in like a 1v1v1, or it was a 2v1, I don't remember. But yeah, you want to be extra careful. And there's this whole jump going on, and I honestly didn't want to be dealing with that, so I kind of just abstained. Because it was a little painful. And you know, all jumps are usually painful, so I didn't want to go into all that. And something about cages, right? So cages, everyone seems to be struggling with the most. Let's say you're a high level. I'm gonna start off there. If you're a high level, and the ones that are jumping you are like low level or around your level, you can either wild swing them immediately, tackle them, or maybe like throw bombs at them if they're throwing them at you. Or you could use a gas mask, because gas masks help a lot. In general, what I do, whether high level or low level, I tackle them. And if they try to wild swing me, I will ram into them, and they will fall on the ground. And, well, that disrupts their hit, so their hit won't be getting into me. And that's what most people, like, whenever I fight someone, they usually get really confused, like, well, what do I do? Because I'm not taking any damage. Because on my screen, they're not hitting me. On their screen, they may be hitting me, but on my screen, they're not hitting me. Or they may be tackled on their screen and they can't really do much. Because wild swing only lasts about 4 to 5 seconds. Around there. And so, using that to your advantage, you have 10 seconds in the cage. It used to be 45, but now it's not. So it's 10 seconds in the cage. It's not much you're dealing with. But in some cages, I have been like bombed and zapped and, you know, raged as well. But I still managed to survive for some reason. So sometimes it does come to luck. But like in general, when you get zapped, you're gonna have to really improvise what to do. Like you gotta pick a spot where you can actually at least put in one slot. just so you can survive a bit longer and hold off until you get the next ones and then survive for a lot longer. And yeah, it's a pretty shitty concept, but you gotta deal with it. And let's go on to what other survival tips could we go for. I mean, if someone's using cock combos on you, I guess, because I think they do a lot more damage now. They were nerfed, but I feel like they've buffed it again, because I noticed that the damages have increased. Like, I can literally feel it, because before, like, when VNL, like, nerfed the whole thing, like, it was all balanced and everything. Like, every hit I got, it wasn't, like, that much. It was just somewhat equal. Like, it felt just right. I don't know why they rebuffed it or whatever, but it must have been the whole community crying, so that's on them. And I was shocked to see that at first, though, because, you know, I was more happy with the balance, because, you know, everyone was using OS in there, but at the same time, it was also kind of hectic, because, yeah, I mean, you weren't really used to it, but most people would be doing a lot of damage, especially when they were higher level. And it was not fun being lower level that much, unless you were fighting them 1v1, because then it would be kind of fun to, like, fool around with them, because they don't understand any of the mechanics. Not a lot of them do. Some do, maybe, like, even a little bit, but most of them, no. Because when they're using cock combos, they usually, like, they don't even think. They just roll and hit, praying to get a good hit and keep going and going. And, I mean, it's quite silly in my opinion, but that's on them. Anyways, I don't know why this guy started to hit me, but I just ended up killing him. Thing about bongers, I think they've made the, like, hitbox a bit better, like, towards the hand, which, I mean, to be fair, it was pretty much needed, because you could slide down in there and easily get more hits than them, and they wouldn't even know how to react to it. So I'm kind of glad they did that. I'm not really a big bonger fan. I'm more into the claws, because, like, the claws just feel so much nicer to use, and, like, they just feel easier. Like your usual 10-weight claws, VNL A, VNL B, VNL P, X2, X blue, all those kind of claws. I mean, sometimes I do like to use the short weapons, like those spatulas or that iron-infused cleaver. Just because, like, I kind of dig the kind of design on it. Either that or, like, I kind of enjoy, like, messing around with the smaller hitbox. Though it is pretty hard to deal with at the same time. And I don't know why this guy just went for me again, because he ran from me earlier, and he's on a scooter using cart combos for whatever reason. Though speaking of scooters, they allowed the legacy in scooters back, but no one's really using them as much. It used to be, like, really overpowered back in the day, but now, not really. It's pretty weak now, and I get jumped here, so as I said before, you can literally wild swing them on the first hit if you feel like you want to get them off your back or whatever, and then I start getting bombed here. So at this point, I'm kind of just hoping for the best, but it was only like 10 seconds, so yeah, it ended pretty quickly. And so I ended up getting into this big fight with these two level 75s. It was kind of a pain, to be honest. And I think there's some other guy jumping there with the guitar. I don't know what level he is, but I think he's over level 100. But yeah, I go after this 75 because, you know, he was digging the fight earlier, but he didn't finish it. And he's just running away. which I don't know why. I mean, if you, I don't get most of this community. They come into a fight and then they just jump it, and then like next minute they know they just flip and run. Like they don't care. Like, come on now, you wanted this fight, you get this fight. Same with those trip users as well. There's lots of like trip users that use OS and trip, and like for the most part they don't know how to trip properly. They just do it. And yeah, here you go again, another cage in bombs, and he's using those gas masks, so he's not really affected. And I somehow managed to barely survive on like 5 HP. I mean, these things aren't always the easiest to survive, especially with bombs and, you know, rages. Like, I was just barely on 5 HP. And, yeah, as of now, I'm just trying to heal up, because I'm quite low, and when you're on a high level, it takes ages to just fucking heal. Like, just why? I don't know. But you kind of just have to live with it as a high level. And yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier, this 1v1v1 situation. I don't like these generally, because like it gets into a whole stun mess, and yeah, it's not fun. Like that right there, you get counted by both of them at 2 different times, and you might have accidentally clicked energy drink like on the first one but not the second one, and you just stood there taking hits. It's not fun. And I don't know why he used wild swings at that point, because, well, that kind of backfired. And I think I kill him in just a little bit. I think it was about like 10 seconds later. I don't know. But like, yeah, I kill him and I get some VIPs out of him, so I was actually pretty happy about that, because this account is broke. And yeah, so this guy, he starts caging again, and I just wild swing him because he's obviously gonna bomb me again, and he dies. So yeah, that's basically it. But anyways, hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.